Natalie Chen stood in her grandmother's bedroom on December 27th, surrounded by the aftermath of Christmas. Her grandmother, May Chen, had hosted the family's Christmas celebration just 2 days ago, her 89th Christmas, and what everyone suspected might be her last. May was downstairs napping in her recliner, exhausted from the festivities. At 89, with congestive heart failure and failing kidneys, May's doctors had been gently preparing the family for months. She was on hospice care now, comfortable but declining. Natalie, at 34, had taken family leave from her job as a pediatric nurse to move in with May for however long was left. Her grandmother had raised her from age 7 after Natalie's parents died in a car accident. May had been everything: grandmother, mother, best friend, cheerleader, guide. The thought of losing her was unbearable. But Natalie was determined to make May's final weeks or months as comfortable and full of love as possible. She was tidying May's room, putting away the gifts May had received. Slippers, a soft robe, large print books, the practical gifts you give someone at the end of life when they don't need things, just comfort. Natalie opened May's closet to hang up the new robe and noticed something she'd never seen before: a large Christmas-wrapped box on the top shelf, pushed far back into the corner. The wrapping paper was old, faded, a vintage pattern that looked like it was from the 1980s or early 1990s. Curious, Natalie pulled it down. It was surprisingly heavy. The gift tag, yellowed with age, read, "For Natalie, open when you're ready to understand. Love always, Grandma May." Natalie's heart raced. A gift from her grandmother, hidden away, meant for her but never given. When had May wrapped this? Why had she never mentioned it? She carried the box downstairs, where May was just waking from her nap. "Grandma, I found something in your closet, a Christmas present addressed to me." May's eyes, clouded but still sharp, focused on the box. A slow smile spread across her weathered face. "Oh, that box. I wondered if you'd find it before I died." "What is it? When did you wrap it?" "Sit down, sweet girl. Let me tell you a story." Natalie sat beside May's recliner, holding the mysterious box. "I wrapped that box," May said slowly, "on Christmas Eve 1995. You were 7 years old. Your parents had died just 6 months before. You came to live with me, and you were so broken, Natalie. So lost. You barely spoke. You had nightmares every night. You wouldn't smile." Natalie remembered. That first year after her parents died had been the darkest of her life. "That Christmas Eve," May continued, "I prayed for guidance. How could I help you heal? How could I fill even a tiny bit of the hole your parents' death had left? And I had an idea. I would create something for you. Not a gift to open right away, but a gift for later, for when you needed it most." "What's in the box?" "Open it and see." With trembling hands, Natalie carefully removed the old wrapping paper. Inside was a plain cardboard box. She lifted the lid. Inside were envelopes. Dozens of them. Maybe 50 or more. All in May's handwriting. All addressed to Natalie. All sealed. Natalie picked up the first one. It was labeled, "For when you graduate high school." The second, "For your first heartbreak." The third, "For when you doubt yourself." Natalie flipped through them, reading the labels. "For when you feel alone." "For your wedding day." "For when you become a mother." "For when you lose faith." "For when you need to remember your parents." "For when I'm gone and you miss me." "For when you're angry at God." "For when you achieve something wonderful." "For when you fail at something important." "For when you need to forgive someone." "For when you need to forgive yourself." On and on. 53 envelopes total, each labeled with a different life event, emotion, or milestone. Natalie looked at her grandmother with tears streaming down her face. "You wrote me 53 letters?" "I did. Over the course of about 6 months. I wrote you a letter for every situation I could imagine you might face in your life. Times when you'd need guidance, comfort, celebration, or just a reminder that you're loved. I sealed them and put them in this box, and I put it in the back of my closet, waiting for the right time to give it to you. Why didn't you give it to me sooner?" May smiled. "Because the label says, 'Open when you're ready to understand.' I didn't think you were ready until now." You've lived enough life now to appreciate what these letters mean, and with me dying, you're going to need them more than ever. Natalie couldn't speak. She just held the box of letters and cried. Start with the one on top, May said gently. Natalie picked up the first envelope, which was labeled simply, "Read this one first." She opened it carefully and unfolded the letter inside. May's handwriting, younger and steadier than it was now, filled 2 pages. My dearest Natalie, if you're reading this, then I've given you the box, which means either I'm about to die or I've decided you're old enough to understand what I'm trying to give you. When your parents died, I made you a promise that I would love you enough for 2 people, that I would be your mother and your grandmother, that you would never be alone. But I knew even then that I couldn't be with you forever. I'm already 62 years old. The math is simple. I'll probably die before you're fully grown, certainly before you've lived a full life, and the thought of leaving you alone in the world broke my heart. So I created this. These 53 letters are my way of staying with you, even after I'm gone. They're my way of loving you forward into all the moments I won't be here to witness. Each letter is for a specific moment in your life. Some you've probably already experienced. Some are still to come. You'll know when to open each one. Trust your instincts. When a letter's label speaks to where you are in life, open it. These letters contain my advice, my stories, my love. They contain things I want you to know about your parents, about our family, about life. They contain my hopes for you and my pride in who you're becoming. But most importantly, they contain this message, repeated in 53 different ways. You are loved. You are not alone. You are stronger than you know. And I am with you, always, in these words and in your heart. My sweet girl, life is going to bring you joy and pain, success and failure, love and loss. You'll have questions I can't answer and face challenges I can't imagine. But I hope these letters will help guide you. I hope they'll comfort you when you need comfort and celebrate with you when you need celebration. I love you more than words can express. You are my greatest gift, my proudest achievement, my most precious treasure. Being your grandmother has been the honor of my life. Read these letters when you need them. Keep them close. And remember, I'm always with you. All my love, forever and always. Grandma May. Natalie was sobbing now. May reached out and took her hand. I'm not dead yet, May said with a small laugh. Don't cry like I'm already gone. These letters, Grandma, this is the most incredible gift anyone has ever given me. Well, don't read them all at once. That defeats the purpose. Read them as you need them. Let them unfold over your life, the way I intended. Natalie looked through the envelopes again, reading the labels. Some spoke to moments she'd already lived through. For when you graduate high school, she'd graduated 16 years ago. For your first heartbreak, she'd had several. For when you doubt yourself. That happened regularly. Can I open the ones for things that already happened? May considered. I think that's up to you. Maybe start with 1 or 2 that feel relevant right now. But save most of them. Let them surprise you when you need them most. Natalie looked through the labels and pulled out an envelope. For when I'm gone and you miss me. Not yet, May said firmly. I'm not gone yet. Pick a different one. Natalie smiled through tears and chose another. For when you need to remember your parents. She opened it carefully. Dearest Natalie, I'm writing this on what would have been your mother's 35th birthday. You're 7 now, and you barely talk about your parents anymore. I don't know if that's because you don't remember them or because it hurts too much to speak their names. So I want to tell you about them. I want to make sure you know who they were. Your father, David, was my son. He was gentle and funny, with a terrible sense of direction and the best laugh I've ever heard. He cried at movies, even the silly ones. He loved hiking and terrible puns and building things with his hands. He adored your mother from the moment he met her when they were both 19. Your mother, Lisa, was the daughter I never had. She was brilliant and kind, a high school math teacher who made her students love a subject they thought they'd hate. She sang constantly, in the car, while cooking, sometimes just walking around the house. She was terrible at singing, but she didn't care. She said life needed a soundtrack. They loved you more than anything in this world, Natalie. You were their miracle baby. They'd tried for years to have a child before you came along. Your father used to say you were worth every second of waiting. When they died, I lost my son and my daughter-in-law, but I gained you, full-time. And while I wish every day that they were still here, I'm grateful for the gift of raising you. You have your father's gentle heart and your mother's brilliant mind. You have her musical inclination, though thankfully you inherited slightly better pitch. You have his sense of humor and her determination. They would be so proud of who you're becoming. When you miss them, and I know you do, I know you always will, remember this. They loved you. They wanted the best for you. They would want you to live fully, love deeply, and find joy. They would want you to sing, even if you can't carry a tune. They would want you to laugh at terrible puns. They would want you to be happy. I love you, sweet girl. And so do they, wherever they are. Grandma May. Natalie was crying again, but differently now. These weren't tears of grief, but of connection, of gratitude for this gift of memory and love. Over the next few days, as May grew weaker, Natalie opened a few more letters. She read, "For when you feel alone." May's words about solitude versus loneliness were profound. She read, "For when you achieve something wonderful." May had written about Natalie's nursing degree, somehow knowing years in advance that Natalie would become a nurse like her mother had dreamed of being. Each letter was different. Some were long, telling stories about May's life or Natalie's parents. Some were short, just a paragraph of encouragement or love. But all of them felt like May's voice, May's wisdom, May's boundless love, captured on paper. On New Year's Eve, May's condition worsened. The hospice nurse said it would be soon, days, maybe hours. Natalie sat beside May's bed, holding her hand. May was barely conscious now, drifting in and out. "The letters," May whispered during a moment of clarity. "You understand now?" "Yes, Grandma, I understand. Thank you. Thank you for loving me this much." "Read them when you need me. I'll be there." "I know. I promise I'll read them." May smiled and closed her eyes. She died peacefully just after midnight on January 1st, as the new year began. Natalie was holding her hand. The hospice nurse said it was a gentle passing, exactly what they hoped for. In the days that followed, the funeral arrangements, the service, the burial, the painful process of sorting through May's belongings, Natalie clung to the box of letters like a lifeline. On the night after the funeral, exhausted and alone in May's house, Natalie finally opened the envelope labeled, "For when I'm gone and you miss me." "My precious Natalie, I'm gone now, and you miss me. I know this because I know you. I've known you since you were 7 years old, and I know your heart. Missing someone is proof that you loved them, so don't try to stop missing me. Let yourself feel it. Let yourself grieve. Grief is love with nowhere to go, and that's okay. Feel it, honor it, let it move through you. But also remember this, I'm not really gone. I'm in every lesson I taught you. I'm in every meal we cooked together. I'm in your memories of Christmas mornings and summer evenings and ordinary Tuesdays. I'm in these letters, which will keep speaking to you for years to come. When you miss me, do this. Make my recipe for egg drop soup. It was your comfort food when you were little, and it will comfort you still. Eat it slowly, and remember all the times I made it for you. Put on music, and sing badly. Remember that your mother couldn't sing either, but she did it anyway, because joy doesn't require perfect pitch. Go outside and look at the sky. Whether it's sunny or stormy, day or night, look up and remember that we're under the same sky. I'm not so far away. Talk to me, out loud if you want. I can't answer, but I promise I'm listening. Tell me about your day. Ask me questions. Yell at me if you're angry. I can take it. And most importantly, keep living. Keep loving. Keep moving forward. The best way to honor my memory is to live a life so full of joy and meaning that I'd be proud. And I'm already proud, sweetheart. I've always been proud of you. I love you. I'll always love you. Missing me is proof that you love me too. And that love doesn't end just because I'm not physically here anymore. We loved each other well. That's all that matters. Forever yours, Grandma May. Natalie made egg drop soup that night, crying into the pot as she stirred. She ate it slowly, tasting May's love in every spoonful. Then she went outside and looked at the winter sky, stars sharp and bright, and said, "Thank you, Grandma. Thank you for everything." Over the following months, Natalie opened letters as she needed them. When she doubted whether she could handle going back to work, she opened, "For when you doubt yourself." When she felt angry that May had left her, she opened, "For when you're angry at God." When she achieved a difficult certification at work, she opened, "For when you achieve something wonderful." Each letter was perfectly timed, perfectly suited to what she was experiencing. It was almost eerie how well May had understood what Natalie would need and when. But the most surprising letter came in March, 3 months after May died. Natalie had started dating again, tentatively, nervously. A doctor at her hospital named Marcus had asked her to dinner. She liked him, but felt guilty, as if dating meant she was moving on from her grief too quickly. She looked through the letters and found one labeled, "For when you're afraid to be happy." Dearest Natalie, you're holding yourself back from something good because you think you don't deserve it, or it's too soon, or you should still be grieving, or any number of other reasons your mind has invented. Stop it. I know that sounds harsh, but I'm your grandmother and I can be harsh when you need it. Stop sabotaging your own happiness. Whatever this is, a new relationship, a job opportunity, a dream you want to chase, if it makes you happy, you're allowed to pursue it. Being happy doesn't mean you've forgotten what you've lost. It doesn't mean you're betraying anyone. It doesn't mean you don't still grieve. It just means you're choosing to keep living. And that's what I want for you. That's what everyone who loves you wants for you. Your parents died too young. I died, I assume, at a good old age, but still too soon for you. Those losses are real and permanent. But they don't mean you have to stop living your own life. I want you to fall in love. I want you to take risks. I want you to be so happy that it scares you. That's not betrayal. That's honoring everyone who loved you by living the full, joyful life they wanted for you. So whatever you're afraid to do because it feels too good or too soon or too something, do it anyway. Choose happiness. Choose life. Choose forward. I'm already proud of you. Go make me even prouder. All my love, Grandma May. Natalie called Marcus that night and said yes to a second date. Then a third. By summer they were serious. By fall they were talking about moving in together. And each milestone, each challenge, each moment of doubt or joy, there was a letter waiting. May had somehow anticipated Natalie's life and had written her roadmap for it. 2 years after May died, Marcus proposed. Natalie said yes, then immediately went home to the box of letters and found the one labeled, "For your wedding day." She didn't open it right away. She saved it for the actual day, wanting May's words to be part of the celebration. On her wedding day, in her dress, with her makeup done and her bouquet in hand, Natalie sat alone for a moment and opened May's letter. "My beautiful granddaughter, today you're getting married. I wish I could be there to see you in your dress, to cry during the ceremony, to dance with you at the reception. If I'm lucky, I am there. If I died before this day, then I'm not, and I'm so sorry to miss it. But I'm here in these words, and I want you to know, I'm so happy for you. Marriage is a grand adventure. It's not always easy. Grandpa and I had our struggles, but it's worth it when you find the right person. I hope you found that person. I hope they love you the way you deserve to be loved. Fiercely, gently, completely. My advice for your marriage: say I love you every day. Say I'm sorry when you need to. Go to bed angry if you have to. But wake up ready to fix it. Make each other laugh. Be kind, even when you don't feel like it. Remember that you're on the same team. And remember this: love is a choice you make every day. Some days it's easy, some days it's hard. But choosing love, choosing your partner, choosing to stay and work and grow together, that's what makes a marriage last. I'm so proud of you, Natalie. You've grown from a broken 7-year-old into this strong, loving, courageous woman. You've chosen to keep living, even when life took so much from you. You've chosen to love, even when love has meant loss. You're going to be a wonderful wife, and someday, if you choose, a wonderful mother. You carry so much love inside you, your parents' love, my love, and now your partner's love. That love will sustain you through whatever comes. Enjoy today, dance, laugh, be ridiculously happy. You deserve every bit of joy this day brings. I love you forever. Grandma May. Natalie walked down the aisle with May's words in her heart and tears of joy on her face. At the reception, she toasted to the grandmother who loved me forward into this moment and every moment of my life. 3 years after that, Natalie gave birth to a daughter. She named her May after her grandmother. And when she brought baby May home from the hospital, Natalie went to the box of letters and found the one labeled, "For when you become a mother." Oh, my sweet Natalie. You're a mother now. I wish I could see you with your baby, but I can imagine it, and the image makes my heart overflow. You're going to be wonderful at this. You've already survived losing your own mother and being raised by your grandmother. You know that love comes in many forms, that family is created through care and commitment, not just biology. My advice, trust your instincts. You know more than you think you know. Be patient with yourself when you make mistakes. You will make mistakes, we all do. Love your child fiercely, but also give them space to become themselves. Tell them stories about your parents, about me, about where they come from. Children need to know their roots, even when those roots involve loss. And if you're scared, which you probably are, because becoming a mother is terrifying, remember that you were once the child, and you turned out beautifully. Your parents did well with you in the time they had. I did well with you in the time I had. And you'll do well with your child for all the time you have together. I'm so proud of you, Mama Natalie. You're starting the greatest adventure of your life. All my love to you and your baby. Grandma May. Natalie held her baby May close and whispered, "Your great-grandmother loved you before you were born. She's going to help me raise you." Through her words, "You're so loved, little one. So very loved." Over the years that followed, Natalie continued opening letters as she needed them. For when you fail at something important, came after a professional setback. For when you need to forgive someone, helped her process a conflict with a friend. For when you doubt your parenting, arrived exactly when she needed reassurance. By the time Natalie turned 50, she'd opened 47 of the 53 letters. 6 remained, their labels speaking to experiences she hadn't yet had or emotions she hadn't yet needed to process. On what would have been May's 105th birthday, Natalie sat with the box of letters, now carefully organized in a special wooden case Marcus had built for her, and marveled at the gift her grandmother had given her. May had been dead for 16 years, but she was still parenting Natalie, still guiding her, still loving her. The letters had been there for every major milestone, every crisis, every moment of doubt or celebration. Natalie's daughter May, now 13, asked about the letters sometimes. "Will you write letters like that for me?" "Absolutely," Natalie said. "When you're older, when you're ready to understand what they mean." Great-Grandma May must have been really wise. She was, but more than wise, she was loving. She found a way to love me forward, into all the moments she knew she'd miss. That's what these letters are. Love that transcends time and death. On Christmas Eve, the same night May had wrapped the box of letters 58 years earlier, Natalie opened one of the remaining 6 letters. This one was labeled, "For when you're older than I was when I started raising you." Dearest Natalie, if you're reading this, you're now older than 62, the age I was when your parents died and you came to live with me. I want to tell you, being 62 and suddenly becoming a parent again was terrifying. I didn't know if I had the energy, the wisdom, the emotional capacity to raise a traumatized 7-year-old. I was grieving my son, worried about you, exhausted by the responsibility. But I did it, and it was the best thing I ever did. You gave my life new purpose when I thought my parenting days were over. You reminded me what love could do, even in the darkest circumstances. Now you're around the age I was then, or older. You understand what it takes to love someone through their worst pain. You understand what it means to show up every day, even when you're tired, even when you don't have answers. I hope I did well by you. I hope you felt loved, supported, guided. I hope these letters have been the gift I intended them to be. and I hope you'll pass this forward. Not necessarily letters, though that's a lovely idea, but the principle. Find a way to love the people you care about forward into the future. Leave them something that will sustain them when you're gone. You've already done this by being a wonderful mother to your daughter. Keep doing it. Keep finding ways to love forward. I'm so proud of who you've become. Forever and always. Grandma May. Natalie cried, then laughed, then started writing. She pulled out beautiful stationery and began crafting letters for her daughter May. Letters for milestones she might not live to see, advice for moments she might not be there to guide through. She wrote, for your first real heartbreak, for when you doubt your career choice, for your wedding day if you choose to marry, for when you become a mother, if you choose that path, for when I'm gone and you miss me. Letter by letter, she followed her grandmother's example, loving her daughter forward into an uncertain future, creating a legacy that would outlast her physical presence. On Christmas morning, Natalie's daughter May found a beautifully wrapped box under the tree with a tag that read, "For May, open when you're ready to understand. Love always, Mom." "What is it?" 13-year-old May asked. "A gift," Natalie said, tears in her eyes. "The most important gift I'll ever give you. But not yet. When you're older, when you need it most." Young May looked confused but accepted this, trusting her mother the way Natalie had once trusted her grandmother. And the box of letters, both the ones Natalie had received and the ones she was now creating, became a legacy of love spanning generations. May to Natalie to May, wisdom and comfort and guidance flowing forward through time, proving that love doesn't end with death. It just finds new ways to speak,